I'm seldom early for an event. I came 30 minutes early today, and I was pleasantly surprised to see the room full. So that's the energy level of this quorum today. So very, very happy about that. Since we're talking about stories, I'm going to talk about my personal story, a little flashback. We're talking early 90s, and we're talking New Delhi. It's a story of a little girl who was in awe of all the beautiful garments, beautiful dresses that her aunt would make for her. And very inspired by her, I said, my sister's birthday is coming, my little baby sister's birthday is coming. Let's make something very interesting, very different for her. And then I looked around, I found a piece of leftover sari fabric. And I sat through an entire night making a beautiful skirt. It was a very empowering feeling because I could conceptualize something in my mind, create it, own it, use it. And that little spark was the genesis of Shobitam. Now we move forward 2 decades. We're talking Silicon Valley. And I'm working for Microsoft. And there are two sets of people there. People who turn up in shorts and t-shirt, or you find conference rooms, boardrooms full of people in muted grays, blacks. And then there was me. I chose to be different. Wherever I went, I took a piece of India with me, even in my Western silhouettes. And I was not looked as someone who was odd. There was a wow factor to it. People would pause, people would stop, and people would ask me, hey, this looks very interesting. And I would have that pride in me because there was a cultural identity about India. Now let's move forward again. We're talking our present times, 2026. We've all heard of how Kolhapuri chappals, our Madras curtains, are confidently walking the international runways. Look at yoga, look at Ayurveda, they've become mainstream terms in every household around the globe. So that's where India is right now. We are no longer trying to blend in, follow global trends. The world is looking up to us. So we have the heritage, we have everything, and the world is ready to absorb us. For those of you who've not met me before, I'm Aparna Thyagarajan. A very, very good afternoon. Super excited to be opening today's session, the MSME Sparks here at Bengaluru. I founded Shobitam a few years back. Apart from that, I'm also a lead investor at Startup Singham, which is basically South India's largest investment reality show. And you know what's the interesting part? We've actually raised more money this year, this season, than any other national investment reality show in India. And very, very proud because we are enabling so many startups. Personally, I've invested in more than 23 startups this season. Go MSMEs. And then I'm a woman founder. So the cause of women, giving back to women is very, very important to me. And one of the things that I did recently was launch the Nari Shakti podcast, which is basically bringing inspiring women from across all walks of life and sharing it through social media. A little bit about Shobitam. What is Shobitam? So Shobitam is a global D2C platform. We are the largest cross-border ethnic platform. We are the #1 fashion platform, ethnic fashion platform across USA and Canada. What makes us different? First, there is no other brand that represents the length and breadth of India as much as we do. So if you look at many players, they'll focus on Kanjivarams, they may focus on Banarsis, but we have everything from our Kashmiri Sosni saris to our Madurai Sungaris, from our Ajraks to our Jamdanis. So we really, really take pride in giving that global appeal, representing the length and breadth of India. Because just as varied as our languages are, so are the weaves, the textile art forms, and the handmade goods of India. Another thing, who are our customers? We didn't stop with just India. We actually started off Shobitam in the US. So who are our customers? We have shipped everywhere from Fairbanks, from Anchorage, Alaska, to Wellington, New Zealand. So really, really spanned the world across 6 continents. And then, Just picture, the handlooms, arts and crafts space. Think of it. When you think of a weaver, what comes to your mind? You think of someone very remotely weaving, hardly any penetration of technology. And that's where, we've uniquely brought in technology to bridge the gap. We've really taken a very, very scattered space, scattered set of, skill sets, brought them together using a very rich tech stack. And then we started off completely with working with weavers, vertically integrated. And then what happened? A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of micro entrepreneurs and other people came. They saw Shobitam as the global platform for all things made in India for the world. So guess what? We now are that platform where we have more than 75 partners hosted on Shobitam. And very proud to say that we've scaled really, really well. Just as the intro, we talked about just having a product is not enough. The product has the soul to it, but just the soul will not do it. You need to have the story behind it. The storytelling aspect is so important this day and age, especially for Gen Zs and beyond. And that's why having the right brand ambassador, the right voice for your brand is also very important. So Vidya Balan is a global brand ambassador. And I'll give you a little bit of reasoning. It's very, very important when you think of who should be the voice, who should be our brand spokesperson. To us, Vidya really, really connected the dots. People from the north, people from the south, people from the west, people from the east, everybody connected with that. And then she has global appeal too. So she goes far beyond India. People around the globe recognize her. And then you don't want just a celebrity endorsing your product. You want somebody who really believes in the product. And then Vidya is actually known for a very famous statement. She once said she can even fly in a sari. So we thought she was the right person. And then she stands for the cause of women. She stands for the cause of handlooms. And then she's also the brand ambassador for the Silk Mark Organization of India, something that we really, really take pride in. So something to keep in mind when you think of having a face for your brand. What are we? We are a passion project with a purpose. What does that mean? You don't really have to have training in what you're doing. You don't really have to have a business background. And I am a classic example of that. I have had absolutely no fashion training, no business background. It was purely passion and purpose that fueled Shobitam. What makes Shobitam again unique? Like I said, we really, really cover the length and breadth of India. Although we are global, so many of our customers around the world think that we are local. Believe it or not, we get orders from Slovenia, we get orders from some very remote parts of the world, and they don't think they're actually getting products shipped from India. So even though we are global, we act local to their specific country. And that, again, is something very, very important to keep in mind. You want to have that feeling of, you're there for the customer, you're there to support them in need, and you're not very, very far off from them. And to us, we gently balance our weavers, who are the backbone of us, and our customers. So for us, it's weavers first, customers first. And we make it very, very seamless to the customer. We offer global, fast, free shipping. So it's not just free. A lot of people offer free shipping, but then, they take time. It's very important to keep that experience, that customer journey very, very seamless. And we are very, very obsessed with our customers. We won multiple awards, so many. Although you see just one, we've so many. But you know what the biggest appreciation for us is? Customer love. We've earned more than 13,000 five-star reviews in that very, very short period of time. Because customers, when you have that customer-centric mindset, you always, always tend to take the right decisions. And it's interesting because the system that we have built, which actually stores that review, it cannot store 13,000 reviews. So we have to delete the old reviews. So we really, really, again, take pride in that. Now, here's the big opportunity, right? Just like, we showcased a few, the previous slide, MSMEs are actually contributing almost 50% of the exports that are happening. So it's not small at all. And then 30% of the GDP contribution, again, something very, very big, something to take pride. And then 33 crore livelihoods. So nearly a third of India's livelihoods are being enabled. So folks, between you, me, and so many countless other MSMEs, we are driving the economy of India. So never ever feel that you are small, because you're not. All you need to do is dream big, take the right action, and the world is yours. Okay, so for an MSME to be successful, I think there are 5 pillars. First is the global value chain integration. Now, what that means, you don't really think of little links that form a chain. You don't really have to know every link in the chain. You can be just that one link that is of value to any customer. And then you attach yourself to an existing chain that's already there. And that's what Shobitam is, because we are that platform. Anybody who provides a particular service, a particular product, just latches onto this platform. So again, you don't really have to worry about the entire chain. Just be that very, very strong link that can attach to an existing chain. Digital infrastructure, I cannot emphasize on the tech part of it. Tech is the way to scale, because it's very easy to manage a small scale operation. But when things expand, tech is the only way to do it. Another thing to keep in mind when you think of tech is what to build, what to buy. Because there are so many solutions out there, you also have the option of building your own solutions. So evaluate both options. When it is something that is repeatable, something very, very unique to you, you may think of actually building your own solution, as opposed to something that's already out there, that's lower cost, more efficient, you choose to buy it. So that is something that you may want to keep in mind when you choose between building a solution versus buying a solution. Ops excellence. Again, very similar to tech, because it's very easy to manage operations when it is small, but because the team is very lean, you have complete control over it. But setting the right framework, optimizing at scale is, again, very, very fundamental. This is very, very important. Trade finance and global policy navigation. Think of tariffs. What happened last year? So the US government imposed 50% tariffs last year. That was a big hit. But I think we should always be very agile. We should always think of other solutions that can navigate when such situations arise. For example, one thing that you could have done, let's say, had the tariff still been there, the 50% tariff still been there, is have an entity in another country where the tariffs are less. So you have to be very, very agile, constantly adapt your solutions to fit into changing global policies. Another thing, now that the tariffs have reduced, what do? You have to think of recovering all the tariffs that you have paid. So, constantly be on the lookout, know what's happening, and know what is the solution, maneuver around it whenever changes happen. Heritage with global aesthetics. Now, that's very, very important. Now, India is very rich when it comes to its heritage, its elements, but it doesn't really mean that what you have will appeal to the global citizen of today, right? Just because your mom liked a particular sari or your mom liked a particular jewelry doesn't mean that a woman in Australia is going to instantly like it. So innovation, product innovation is extremely important. Design innovation is very, very important. I'll give you an example. What I'm wearing today is a vegan sari. So, there's a lot of emphasis on sustainability, and people want the same design sensibilities, but their tastes are evolving. So you keep your roots the same, but you need to constantly innovate. Another thing, today's generation, a lot of women say, I don't even know how to tie a sari. What do we do? So that's where we come up with ideas, we come with innovations, we have the preset sari that looks like a sari, but it's ready to wear in a minute. So no matter what product you are developing, you always need to think of relevance. Is it relevant to the global citizen of today? This is where my initial product is. This is what the world wants. How do I bridge the gap? So that bridging the gap is very, very, very important. At Shobitam, our mantra is to look good, do good, feel good. So at the end of the day, we are working with grassroots level artisans, right? So they are in deep pockets of India. Uh, this handloom arts and crafts space is the second largest industry after agriculture. The economic strata is very, very similar to that of a farmer, right? So they make very, very less, but what would really help them? Being vertically integrated, completely eliminating middle people, work with them, co-create designs with them, where you have an edge over your competitors. You provide something that your competitors are not able to do. So doing good in the sense, do good for the backbone, for your support. Look good, your other side that you're balancing, which is your customers. And when our backbone feels good, our customers look good, everybody feels good. So that's our mantra. And then finally, we are all here with a common purpose of taking India to the world. So more power to all of us. If you'd like to connect with me, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. If you want to see how Shobitam works, you can go to our website. I'm also there on Instagram posting my social stories. So on that note, more power to all of us, and look forward to great sessions here. Thank you.